So I thought I'd talk to you guys about off-grid heating. I'm sat right next to my lovely warm burner, and just wanted to talk a little bit about the safety of burners in caravans and the best way to store your wood and process it so that you always make sure that you've got some decent wood to burn and you're not going to be cold in the winter. So as you can see around my burner, I have what my friends call my wood henge. I would not leave this up if I was leaving the caravan. It can get very hot. I used to be a fire performer, so I'm a little bit up on it on fire safety. I do know people that are quite happy to just like leave the wood around all the time to dry out, but when I go to bed I take it out and then hopefully it'll be dry by then anyway. But if I'm leaving for a few hours, I'll just pile it up on the poor dog's bed. Yeah, Alfie gets the pride of place next to the burner all the time. A little bit warm today, so he's moved off to the other side of the van, bless him. So the burner itself is absolutely fantastic. I will show you the half that I've made for it. So this is all tile, and it's done. I didn't use the normal kind of tiling stuff. I used fire cement just to be on the safe side. This bit of red here, this is a ledge. When I first got the burner in, I did have a smaller burner, and it didn't have one of these like ash catcher things at the bottom, so I did occasionally have fire coming out of the fire, which is not where you want to keep it. So I put this up and it's backed with a load of fire cement, so if anything does ever roll out, then I don't have to worry about it so much. So under here I have my metal box, and the metal box is definitely something that you'd want to keep all your tinder and fire starters in. If any embers or anything does fall out of a fire or anything, then you definitely don't want them falling into an open box of fire lighters. So yeah, keep anything super flammable or fire starter wise in something metal and contained. Then next to that I have the dried out wood, so when the wood around my fire is dry, then I'll put that on the pile. Then next to that I have my box of kindling, because when I get up in the morning I really can't be bothered with faffing around getting things started. I like to just, but you know what, I'm a prepper, I'm prepared for getting my fire going in the morning when I'm half asleep. So the burner itself is absolutely fantastic. It was made by Julian, the Fireweaver. I'll put a link to him in the description. I had a smaller burner that he'd made originally, because I was being quite conservative on worrying about fire risk, to be honest. And then after a couple of seasons I was like, you know what, yep. And Julian came over and was like one of Radical Bakers festivals, and was very helpful. And so yeah, if anyone wants to get any kind of custom made burner, then I would definitely recommend him. And as I say, I'll put a link to his page in the description in case anyone wants to get in touch. But yeah, he certainly is the Fireweaver. And yeah, this is great. This adjusts for airflow, so adjusts for temperature. I've got my stove fan on the top. Stove fans are absolutely fantastic. They direct the hot air away. They basically work, let me get this down. So it's got like a heat sensor thing on the bottom of it, and then that goes through to the back, and basically it's the heat that will be propelling the blades, and that basically you get all the hot air around the burner. So my bed is down that end. At night I'll turn it that direction. When I'm sat in my living room side of my caravan, I'll have it going in this direction just to direct the heat, so you get the maximum use. I've got friends that have got narrowboats, and they'll have a burner at one end of like a 50-foot barge, and then like literally the whole thing will be heated when they've got the stove fan on, and the difference is absolutely amazing. You can prick them up pretty cheaply, like 20-30 quid if you're lucky. Keep an eye out on eBay and places like that, and yeah, when lockdown's open, car boots and stuff. And the next thing that I love about my burner is it's also a cooker. So take my kettle down. This is, oh, it's not too hot. This is my cooking shelf. So this actually, oh, it's actually a little bit hotter than I thought. Oh dear, but yeah, I can literally slot that in, and that makes a little oven. And it's also really, really good when I'm doing my char cloth, so I can just stick my char tin onto the top and not worry about it. I mean, if you're wanting to cook on wood, then I'd advise cooking on oak. If you're wanting to bake bread, you can, like, as the log poem says, like, hawthorn makes really sweet bread. I wouldn't burn that because apparently it annoys the fairies. But applewood, pearwood, fruitwood trees, if you're wanting to cook anything in an oven like that, you'll get the taste of it and it's brilliant. Oh, and smoked salmon. But yeah, don't be burning manky pallet wood or anything if you're going to be cooking with it. And then installing the burner into the caravan, that's not too big a difficulty, to be quite honest. If you know what you're doing, or you've got friends in my case who know what you're doing, but can teach you the skills, then it's a pretty simple, straightforward thing. So mine is on a raised platform, which I built, which I was quite proud of. So I've got a good wood storage area up there. That's also because the heat will come out of the caravan, and if that were out of the burner, sorry, and if the burner was on the ground, it would just be heating the ground. I mean, you kind of get cold feet a little bit, but it means that you've got a better airflow and that you're getting more heat distribution around the caravan rather than it just kind of being really low down. Also, in a caravan, you've not got much room for storage. I do have an outside wood shed, but everything stays a little bit damp and cold. So again, that's the first process of my wood, is to go into the outside one, and then I'll bring it to the inside one, and go around and then go into the dry wood storage and then go into the burner. So all the purple that you can see on the walls behind me, that is painted fireboard. The paint I've used for that is a very highly toxic, sprayed in a very open environment, and wear some sort of protective mask unless you want the sky to turn orange. That was a bit of a surprise. But it's a heat-proof spray paint, so that's really cool. And fireboard, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what it's made out of, but everybody uses it, and it's friends that I trust told me it was what I needed to get. Everyone, like I say, who's off-grid caravanning is always saying, yeah, you need to get some decent fireboard. The other thing that people do use is sheet metal. So I've got, I'll show you these. So this is like the arm. Obviously I've got my sofa here, and I do not want to melt that because that wouldn't be good and that would be a bit of a fire risk. So we've got my friend's awesome daughter, who she's 14 and she's got so many skills, and oh my god, yeah, she's my go-to DIY girl. So she made this for me, and again it's spray painted with heat-proof paint. But we've got the sheet metal, and that is put in with a spacer, so there's a distance between that. I do notice that this gets very hot and this stays very cold, which is exactly the effect that I want. And then with the burner install, the only other thing is cutting a hole in the ceiling. So I can show you up there. I've got my register plate at the top. So the register plate is basically just either side of the caravan. You've got a big hole in the roof, so that you've got a lot of space around. I mean, I think my chimney's about 6 inches, so I'd kind of give it at least like a foot diameter. And then the register plate goes on, you seal it on the top with, you do it in the summer, this is definitely a summer job to do. I did it in the winter, and my roof was held together with duct tape for a year because sealant does not set in the winter. So yeah, this is the time of year to do a burner install if you're thinking about it. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit of old pipe that goes around it, and inside that there's a load of that firewall stuff that is heat retardant. And just covered with a load of heat-proof, fireproof silicone sealant. And then on the, if I could show you the top of the burner, I've got the fire cement that I've used to kind of solidify the flue. So yeah, that's my burner, that's my heating system. I can cook on the top of it, I can cook on the inside of it. And it's absolutely fantastic. I honestly was impressed by how warm and how little condensation I got using the burner. The difference between having a gas heater living in a caravan and this was just absolutely monumental. And yeah, just because it's nice and pretty and beautiful, and I don't think I've shown it you yet. This is my beautiful moon gazing hair. So yeah, that's how I keep cozy off grid. And yeah, I would definitely advise getting a burner if you're thinking about going off grid and living in a caravan. But yeah, always make sure you're safety conscious. Get some fire blankets, keep a bucket of water outside, and make sure you get a decent fire extinguisher. Take care.